Okay, let's talk about one of the biggest paradoxes in job hunting. How do you come across as super impressive in an interview, but not too impressive? It's a fine line to walk. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you frame what you know, and maybe even more importantly, what you're excited to learn. Let's get into it. So, you've been there, right? It is so frustrating. You've spent years getting all the right skills, your resume is a perfect match for every single bullet point in the job description, and you still get that dreaded rejection email. So why? Why does the person who seems like a 100% perfect fit so often lose the job? Well, the answer comes down to a secret fear that pretty much every hiring manager has. To really get this, you have to put yourself in the interviewer's shoes for a second. See, their job isn't just about filling a seat. It's about building a team that's going to stick around and grow together. And that's where this hidden fear starts to creep in. Right. Their biggest fear is hiring someone who gets bored and quits in 6 months. Think about it. If you walk into that interview and act like you already know everything there is to know about the job, it can actually set off alarm bells. The manager starts thinking, well, if there's no challenge here, what's to stop this person from leaving as soon as something better comes along? Hiring is expensive and it takes a ton of time. Nobody wants to do it twice for the same job. And that leads to this dreaded label, flight risk. A candidate who seems overqualified or just presents himself as knowing 100% of the job on day one is a prime suspect. The company wants to invest in you, they want you to grow with them, not just use the job as a pit stop. So, if being perfect is actually a problem, what's the solution? Well, this brings us to the secret sauce. It's what I like to call the 80% sweet spot. This right here is the key to showing them that you're not just a competent hire, but you're a valuable long-term investment. That's the number you should be aiming for, about 80%. When you hit that mark, you're sending a clear signal. I have all the core skills to hit the ground running and do a great job, but you're also leaving some room to grow and develop. That other 20%, we can call that your growth gap. And listen, this is not a weakness, it's your biggest opportunity. It's the space where you get to learn new things, take on exciting challenges, and prove to an employer that you're going to be an engaged, motivated part of the team for years to come. When you look at it side by side like this, it just clicks. The 100% candidate, yeah, they seem like a safe bet at first, but they come with that big risk of getting bored and bolting. The 80% candidate, though, they tell a much better story. They've got the solid foundation to get the job done, but they also have that hunger and potential to grow. That's the person employers get really excited about hiring. But of course, before you can even get into the interview to show off your 80% potential, you have to get past the first gatekeeper. And honestly, it's a huge one. Get this. A staggering 75% of resumes are just flat out rejected automatically by applicant tracking systems. You know, the ATS bots. This is software that scans your resume for keywords and formatting before a human being ever even lays eyes on it. This is such a massive problem, and it's exactly why I want to tell you about our sponsor, mobilecv.ai. They built a tool specifically to fix this. You can literally take any document, like your LinkedIn profile, and it'll turn it into a perfectly formatted ATS-optimized CV in about 60 seconds. The magic is that it uses these professional latex templates that are designed to be read perfectly by those bots. So if you are sick and tired of your resume disappearing into a black hole, you should really check them out. You can even start with 3 free credits, no credit card needed. It's a great way to make sure a real person actually gets to see how qualified you are. Okay, so your amazing new resume worked, it got through the bots, and you've landed the interview. Awesome. Now, how do you actually show that perfect balance of confidence and humility? How do you prove you're in that 80% sweet spot? It really just comes down to 2 simple but powerful strategies. First, you need to share a story about a time you had to learn something new or tough. And second, you have to ask really smart, thoughtful questions about the job and the company. When you share a story about a time you were on a steep learning curve or even a time you made a mistake and grew from it, you're not showing weakness at all. You're actually demonstrating self-awareness, you're showing resilience, and a real ability to grow. You're basically proving you have what it takes to crush it in that 20% growth gap. And second, please, whatever you do, never get to the end of an interview and say, "No, I don't have any questions." Asking about the team's biggest challenges or what success looks like in the first 6 months, that shows you're not just looking for a job. It proves you're genuinely interested in this job and you're already thinking about how you're going to succeed in it. So, as we start to wrap this up, the main idea here is a really powerful shift in how you think about interviews. Your goal isn't to be the flawless, 100% perfect candidate. Your goal is to be the most memorable one. This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Confidence might get you noticed, but humility makes you memorable. Your confidence is what gets you in the door. It shows you have the skills. But it's your humility, that genuine excitement to learn and grow, that will make you stand out and be the person they remember long after you've left the room.
So, the key things to remember are: aim for that 80% sweet spot, not perfection. Frame any gaps you have as exciting opportunities for growth. Use those learning stories and ask smart questions to show you have a growth mindset. And just remember, the goal isn't to be a perfect temporary employee, but to be a memorable, long-term part of the team.
So, as you get ready for your next big interview, don't just focus on all your strengths. I want you to think about your potential for growth. How are you going to take the things you don't know yet and turn them into your most compelling story?